Along with our NBC Sports Olympians, Addo Bolden, Sonia Richards. Ross, Son, welcome to work for night 5. You ready to go with some women's 200?
I have been waiting for this all night.
So we mentioned going to the break. Sha'Carri Richardson's going to run. Addo, she's fresh off winning the 100 and just looks in impeccable form at the moment.
That's right, Lee. You can't take it for granted that the favorites come to these trials and make the team. Well, she's done that. Not only was she the favorite, she's the face. I mean, it's plastered all over this venue. So now that heavyweight is off of her shoulders, she can just have fun because she's on her way to Paris.
All right, who else is in this heat? It's Abby Steiner in lane 8.
2 years ago, she was the U.S. champion. She ran 21.77 to win here, but then last year had to take a step back, deal with some injuries. She had surgery in the offseason, but she has looked good enough this year to make this team.
And guys, need to update you that there's been 2 scratchings from the second heat. So that means that all athletes will advance from the heats just to establish the lanes for the semis.
And in case you're thinking, well, okay, anybody in these heats can just walk. No, remember, you want a good lane for the semifinal to set yourself up for a final qualification position.
Well, that certainly takes a lot of pressure off, though, of these athletes knowing that they can't be eliminated.
Yeah, so Steiner, no doubt, is going to try to get off of that turn first and hold that lead home. Sha'Carri Richardson in 6 has to watch for Tamari Davis, who is a good 200-meter runner, behind her in 5.
Set.
First heat of the women's 200, here we go. Sha'Carri right in the middle, Rosie Effiong on the inside.
Sha'Carri looks very good. In fact, she has caught and passed Steiner, and it's the 100-meter world champion that will lead off the turn.
Yes, everybody's going straight through, but there is some good things to take from this. Look at Sha'Carri's form, in control, no worries.
Sub 22, Sonia.
I mean, the way she had been running 200s earlier this season, I was not expecting her to come out and look this strong. But there is something to be said about having a successful experience here at the Olympic trials. It takes so much weight off. You can just run light and free. And that's exactly what she looked like. I mean, she blazed the turn, Otto.
Yeah, this was the kind of turn that she's going to need, not just to make this team, but to be a factor in Paris if she makes the team. So there's Richardson. From the very first step, there was no mincing any kind of words with Sha'Carri Richardson. Anytime you pass Abby Steiner on the turn, you know you're doing something. I talked about Tamari Davis to her inside. No contest. This was all Sha'Carri.
And with 10.71, this is what you expect, but it doesn't always translate to the 200. Well, it translated for her today, and she looked really good. She was well off the gas with about 20 meters to go.
Yeah, you can count the number of sub-22 performances that Sha'Carri Richardson has had in her career on one hand. So this 21.99 shows you that she's not just ready for this first round. She's ready to make this team.
Everybody talking about the 100. She's already won the 100. Count Sha'Carri in on the 200. She's standing by with Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
Yeah, slowed down just enough. Sha'Carri, tell us about the way you attacked this turn. It was pretty amazing.
Well, I'm glad y'all noticed that and saw that. But again, excuse me. Again, my biggest thing, my coach's biggest thing is working on execution. Right. So my really just focusing in on executing the curve to make the straightaway much, much easier. And I feel like today in the prelims, I feel like I did that great, excellent, but I know I have room for improvement. So I'm just excited for semis tomorrow.
We always talk about the pressure of the Olympic trials, but is there less pressure on you now that you're already on the team in the 100 meters?
Absolutely not. I feel like anytime I touch the track, Olympic trials, in Claremont, LA, wherever I'm at, anytime I touch the track, it's an opportunity for me to work on my best self, being my best self. Yeah. So every time I touch the track, it's pressure.
One of the things we notice now is when you walk in the stadium, the roar is even bigger. What is it like to feel the embrace of the crowd here?
It's amazing. It's a phenomenal feeling. I feel as if they sense growth. Yeah. They sense genuine love, and they also sense the responsibility that I know I have when it comes to my talent as well as the sport. So I'm super excited for the love. I hope it continues to grow. As it grows, as the roar grows, I grow with it.
Awesome. We'll see you in the next round.
Thank you. See you in the next round, y'all.
All right, it's Sha'Carri rolling early here. Paul, Trey, over to you guys.
Impressive run there, Lewis, and we'll also see
all athletes will transfer and progress through to the semi-finals, which are tomorrow on Friday. And let's have a look at some of the athletes in this second heat. First up, it's Mackenzie Long,
the NCAA champion at 1, 2, and in the 4x1. But the 100 didn't go well. Well, Brenda Martinez, the 2013 World Championship silver medalist in the 800, said it a couple trials ago. Track don't care about your feelings. The 100 didn't go well. You got to pick yourself back up and make it in the 2. She's the world leader in this event.
And Mackenzie's dad and stepmom are here cheering her on, as they have been at NCAA events and earlier in this trials meet. She'll run against, in lane number 6, Jayla Jamieson.
Born and raised in South Carolina, she's just coming off of her junior season. She was 4th at the NCAAs in this discipline. She runs on the 4x1 and the 4x4, which shows that she has a lot of strength. So she's able to pull on that speed and strength that she has. You know, obviously all these ladies are going to the semifinal. She's hoping to be in her first Olympic trials final.
And she's made junior teams for the U.S. before, making it all the way to the World Under-20s for Team USA and finishing 2nd 2 years ago. So she'll be in 6. Mackenzie Long, the favorite. The NCAA champion and world leader, will be in 4.
And how about right in between them is the teenager, the 17-year-old Elise Cooper.
Yeah, McDonough High School in Owings Mills, Maryland. Just 17 years of age. She'll be in 5. Keep your eyes on her.
Cameron Dixon is in 3. Kenondra Davis is in 7. Second semi of the women's 200. All women go through, so this is a good form run. It's a good practice run.
Yeah, Mackenzie Long down to her last opportunity to make the team, so she has a slight lead with just under 100 to go.
And this is for lane selection in the semis. And it's Mackenzie Long clearly out in front. Jamieson will come home 2nd, ahead of Elise Cooper in 3rd. But again, all ladies go through to the semis. This is just to determine lane selection.
And Mackenzie Long won the NCAAs at the 100, 200, and 4x1. Bado, you would agree this is her better event, right? So although she did well in the 100, it was going to be a long shot for her to potentially make that team. But this is the event where she has the best shot, and she has such a phenomenal start. She drags that leg across the track, which keeps her feet really close to the track and able to recover very quickly. That's what contributes to that great start, and she just comes off here in full control, but still extends her lead out of.
Yeah, in the 100, it was a poor semifinal start that kept her out of the final. Start doesn't matter as much in the 200, and that's why I think the consensus is that 3 people will not keep Mackenzie Long off of that 200-meter team, but it is as competitive a field as we had in the 100. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is guaranteed any spots, no matter what they've looked like prior to right now.
All right, well, that'll help erase the memories of not making the 100 team. Let's hear from Mackenzie Long. She's with Lewis. Lewis?
All right, Lee, thank you. Well, Mackenzie, things didn't work out as you wanted in the 100. So how did you deal with the bounce back and then come out and really run a strong 200 here to open things up for you?
Honestly, I was hurt. Not executing the race, which everybody saw. But, you know, I just told myself that this is where I belong. This is my race, so I just want to keep all my energy into this and make this team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You really showed out here in the NCAA meet. What would it mean for you to become an Olympian?
It don't mean the world to me. Every little girl's dream. I'm just so proud of myself for just doing what all I've done this season. So, yeah.
And if you'd seen your mom and dad, you know they're proud of you too as well. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next round.
Thank you.
All righty, Lee.
And of course, we know that one of the conversations that she had a lot with her late mother was that she is potentially capable of making this 200-meter team.
There you have a confirmation of the results of heat number 2. Remember, all women are going through to the semis due to some scratchings, and we'll have heat 3 coming up right after this.
Hundreds, but this is her better event. This is the event in which she was the world runner-up behind Dina Asher-Smith in Doha in 2019. She also made the 100-meter final last year at the World Championships.
Way out wide. It's on in lane 9. Tamara Clark.
And a little bit of the same, Otto, with Tamara Clark. She was 6th here in the 100-meter final, running a season's best, which bodes well for her because this, too, is her better event. She trains with a phenomenal group, which includes Gabby Thomas, and we've seen how that can really benefit you, right? Being a part of a great group in the women's 100, all 3 of them train together.
Absolutely, and here is two-time Olympian and two-time U.S. champion, 21.89 second performer and former Oregon Duck, Jenna Prandini of Clovis, California, now 31. She'll be in lane 8. Brittany Brown is in 5, and Tamara Clark will be in 9.
Set.
In addition to Jenna Prandini, there's another Olympian in this. Lena Jackson is in lane 4. Here we go. Heat 3 of the 200.
I like how Brittany Brown looks halfway through the turn, but you know Prandini, who's a great turn run, is going to be there as well.
Everybody's going through to the semis, but they want to have a look at what everybody's got, and it's really clear what Brittany Brown's got. What a run.
That's an exceptional run from Brittany Brown. You mentioned it, Otto. She's been running good hundreds, which means that she has the speed. So you always want to see how their endurance looks. And she looked good. She was able to separate from a good field. I was really surprised about Tamara Clark there out in lane 9. Thought she'd have run a lot better, but she barely got up for 3rd.
Which makes me question, did her coach, Tanja Buford-Bailey, tell her, hey, everybody advances, just be top 3 and you'll get a good lane for the semifinal?
I don't like how her face looks, Otto.
There's absolutely no reason to really run fast here. Remember, all of these women are going to advance because of the scratches in this round, and they were only going to run this round to eliminate 2. So Jenna Prandini in the orange comes off with a slight lead, but Brown is up to the task. As I said, she has been looking so good over the last couple of seasons. So she was able to get to the line first in 22:29. That's a season's best for her. Also a season's best for Prandini, who ran 22:58. Clark was 3rd.
Let's have a look at the results of that 3rd heat of the women's 200. And again, everybody goes through because of some late scratchings. So it's all about lane assignment. Let's hear from Brittany Brown with Lewis.
All right, Brittany, your first time on the track. You've been watching everybody else compete. What are your thoughts about being out here and having to run in, I guess, a less pressure situation here? Didn't have to worry about qualifying.
I know. I was like, what happened? Anyway, I felt good. I've been out here for like 2 weeks now, so I'm just like ready to go. I feel good to be out here, excited to be out here, and yeah, I just love everyone and love the atmosphere here, so yeah.
So you have the World Championship experience. How might that help you in these trials as you try to get to the Olympics?
Just learning how to deal with pressure, learning how to use it to your advantage and not let it take over you. And I think pressure's good, and I think pressure can really help you. So just learning how to use it. I think the game, or last year's World taught me that.
All right, yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You heard it from Brittany, pressure is good.
Well, she ran very good. She handles pressure perfectly.
How is she going to make diamonds without pressure?
There you go. Well, let's keep this going as far as the heats in the women's 200, and Gabby Thomas. This is her signature event.
Otto, they're not giving away anything at this meet. You're going to have to earn it, and the 200 is stacked.
Yeah, we expect the 200-meter rounds to be as competitive as the 100, if not more so.
Cambria Sturgis is in lane 2. Jaden Mays, Candace Hill, Chandler in 9.
Set.
Here we go, heat 4 of the women's 200. Gabby Thomas, 3rd from the right, make it now 3rd from the left.
Good start. Her personal best is on this track, and now she's caught TT Terry, and she has a slight lead coming off the Terry.
In control, out in front. Everybody's going through, but how does everybody feel? Jaden Mays with a good strong run on the inside. How about that? First run of these Olympic